last time.
All right.
And then you guys had talked about going back to Dulcimer to talk to some people.
And Erica had raised the question of whether we could just walk around it. And then we noted that we owe our good friend his finder's fee, and that a lawful good character would be very mindful of that.
Yeah, I had just forgotten that we owed him that.
Yeah, the character would remember.
Yeah.
Lawful?
Lawful.
That sounds awful.
It's got an L at the front, though.
Oh, right.
You know, it doesn't actually negate it occasionally being awful, but you know. Okay, so Dulcimer found.
Yeah.
Do we need to stay at Grandmother Owl's for the night, or can we push on and get there in time?
It's not far.
Okay.
I mean, it'll be a half hour or an hour. It's getting dark. But you guys have bellies full of mushroom soup. If you have to wander around a little bit in the dark.
Okay. Okay, on we go.
Our riding lizards.
Yeah.
Hey, can I borrow one of those?
Yes, we already lent you one.
Did you lend me one? I was riding on the wagon before.
Well, don't we have some of the riding lizards pulling the wagon?
Well, yes.
So.
I think that means Caradwin has to walk.
Well,
there was one.
The wagon.
There was one pulling the wagon too.
Oh well, I'll just ride on the wagon again. That makes sense because I know how to drive the wagon.
I think my riding lizard is pulling the wagon, so I will ride on the wagon as well.
Okay. Well, you guys make it to the gates of Dulcimer. You notice that the guard contingent for the gates is a little thin tonight. There's only one guy standing watch on the gate you guys come in by. He's one of the guys that you sparred with. He recognizes most of you. He says, "Oh, back with a wagon load this time. What'd you bring us?"
Us.
A circus caravan got attacked north of here, or at least they had very bad luck. So this is the remnants of that.
Oh, geez. Oh, that's not the he names the circus. He's like, they were supposed to come through here in a couple of weeks.
Todd, is that the name of the circus?
Sorry. Somehow I missed that. There was a...
Yeah. He's just a little upset. He knows the circus by reputation, and thought that you guys were supposed to come through in a couple of weeks. So he's a little disappointed to hear that the wagons got overturned and but
alas,
otherwise
we have fallen on hard times, and I am the last of our company.
The last? Oh, geez, did anybody die? Did everybody die?
Yes.
Oh, that's awful. Well, I'm real sorry to hear that. No, please go on in. Get a warm place to stay. I don't want to hold you up anymore. He looks reasonably sincere and concerned for your plight, and waves you through the gates.
Thank you, sir.
And then starts to bar them because it's getting dark.
Okay, I guess we have. We'll go to wherever it was we stayed before.
You find the innkeeper serving ale behind the bar. Renner's got a table staked out. He's talking to a fairly scruffy-looking individual, burly-looking guy. Not a dwarf, just a really big and burly dude with a big black beard.
So to clarify, we're at the Ring and Bell, right?
Yes, the Ring and Bell. The lovely Ring and Bell here in Dulcimer.
That's kind of funny.
I thought, and it's a little funny.
Yeah,
It is.
it's cute.
Thank you.
I like it.
The innkeeper's pouring ale at the bar. It's fairly busy, but he recognizes you. Most of you. Doesn't recognize Todd, but also doesn't not recognize Todd. Doesn't call out anything exceptional about Todd's presence, and sort of counts you guys off again and says, 7 rooms again.
Please.
Again?
Todd
Again,
introduces
with the 7.
himself and makes clear that he can pay his own way, perhaps with song for his room and board.
Wait.
Lenora and Mildred have a very excited conversation about the number 7.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, he. It doesn't look like there's anything fishy going on. He just counted your heads, figured he recognized you, and when he got to the number 7, was sort of like, that makes sense.
Okay.
When Todd offers to pay his way with song, he says, "Hang on a second. You're new, aren't you?"
Well, yes, sir. I am Todd of the Bard College, here to entertain and amaze.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! I didn't sign a contract.
I didn't ask you to sign a contract. I just want to
Yeah,
perform
I
from
know.
the room and board.
All right, that might be my sister. I gotta go AFK for a second.
Yeah. He
For a second, I thought that was in character, and I was really
Right?
concerned.
was like, "Oh my God, Carradman has a sister."
How long have I been gone?
Don't worry, he got me too. It's like, I didn't know Carradman had a sister. I was ready to roll with it though. It's like, oh cool, we're gonna find out Carradman's sister's backstory.
Enter Jenny.
What's that?
Enter Jenny.
Yeah,
That'd be funny.
obviously, naturally. The innkeeper looks a little bit puzzled, and sort of counts your heads again, and then fixes Todd with a funny stare. He says, "So, a performer, huh?"
Well, yes, sir. As I said, I am Todd, Bard College.
You got coin?
Entertainer by trade.
He says, "Entertainers are fine. You propose to play for the assemblage?"
Sure, that's what I do. Just so you know, I have the by popular demand feature. I can always find a place to perform, usually in an inn or tavern.
Ah.
When strangers recognize me in a town, they typically take a liking to me.
Oh. He seems willing to give it a go. Although he asks for you to pay for your room up front, and that he will reimburse you the price of the room once the tips and the bar tabs from your performance have risen to that level. Then he'll comp you the room and reimburse you. But
and what's my cut versus the bar tab to establish my tender?
It's normal. He opens with a fairly low number to begin with. Not insulting, but
I won't take less than scale. I'm a full bard, man.
a full bard?
Yes.
You have your papers?
Of course I have my papers.
A signet ring?
Ha! 2. Wait, 1.
He checks out your bona fides and accepts your counter of scale graciously. But then comes back with instead of comping your drinks, they'll be at his cost.
Cost is reasonable.
Feeling like
but also settled at the end of the night.
Of course it will. I'm a man of honor. You can tell that at the end, he's basically backed himself into a corner and is clawing back coppers really as a point of pride because he's gathered in front of all the locals. At this point, he's really just making a show of driving a bargain.
Right.
It's fair. It's reasonable. You've been screwed worse in worse places.
Hey, scale is scale. At least it's not a room over the barn.
Exactly. Renner, like I said, is talking over a mug of ale with another one of the locals. But when Renner clocks that you guys have come in, he stands up, puts a couple coins on the table, chalks the guy on the shoulder, and departs his table to come over and talk to you guys. Not long after, his friend drops a couple of coins on the table and leaves out a side door. Renner comes up, all big smiles and shining eyes. Hey, how are you guys doing?
Can I make a point of is any of our stuff from the barrow on the wagon? Is it
probably
horseback? We need to have a guard on the wagon or the horses.
I'll volunteer to have stayed outside with the stuff. That's the kind of thing I would do.
Fantastic. Perfection. Thank you.
Cole, you see a mustachioed fellow come out, start to walk a lap around the wagon appraisingly, and then notice you in the darkness and go, "Oh, good evening."
Evening.
He sort of sizes you up and says, "Chilly out, isn't it?"
Maybe.
Maybe.
Seeing he's not going to get very far, he taps his brow and takes his leave, disappearing off into the shadows.
Mildred and Nas were discussing ways to warm up the air if the chill presented a problem.
Oh, good. That sounds like a great plan. Renner comes up. Lenora, you were the one driving the bargains last time, right? The face of the organization?
Entirely possible, sure.
Says, Lenora. Well, what name are you going by? It's not Lenora.
Arkov.
No, I think I was, but I was going by Lenora something else.
Arkov.
Arkov.
Yeah.
Ms. Arkov. Good evening.
Good evening, Renner.
See you return back safely from your travels.
Indeed.
Everything goes smoothly? Did you find it where I said it would be?
Your information was remarkably accurate.
Thank you.
In which case, I believe you are owed a finder's fee?
Indeed.
I assume that Lenora actually remembers what the agreed upon amount was and that she is perfectly willing to shell that out to Renner.
As you start reaching for your pouch, he goes, No. Hang on. I know. You owe me the money. If you've got a portrait painter you know, bring him in. I want you to get a painting of me refusing to touch the money that you're trying to hand me.
I don't know any portrait painters, Renner.
It's okay. I know one. I can introduce you to one.
Oh, really? My family uses one back in Leicestershire.
See, we don't need one.
Oh, what a shame.
Please enlighten me as to the reason why you might be doing something so out of character.
Well, look, I'll level with you. First of all, I owe some other people money, and if I get the money from you, then I got to pay those guys back. Right now.
So far, this is not a problem.
Well, I'd rather that not a penny out of my pockets ever makes its way into their hands again. But that's my problem and not yours. I was hoping that between the two of us, or he starts counting heads, 7?
Well, there's only 6 of us in there.
Yeah.
And Renner's rate was 2 gold, 5 silver a day plus expenses.
There it is. 2 gold, 5 silver a day plus expenses.
Okay.
I was hoping you could help me out with something.
Mm-hmm.
I told you there's the big party coming up in the capital. Well, you can't have a big party. Well, you can have a big party, but you can't have a big party without inviting people. But it can't be a fancy party unless you make a point of not inviting other people. All of which is to say that tickets for this thing are damn near impossible to come by.
Thank you for explaining.
But I found a guy who might have a line on them. But the problem is, he needs a little bit of
Lubrication?
no.
I don't lubricate people.
Madam, I would never suggest such a thing.
I feel like Mildred should pipe up with the grease, with, she knows a grease spell or something at this point.
Mildred
not a matter
definitely knows a grease
No,
spell.
do not take her up on that. I guarantee
The
that
kitchen
grease
goes
spell.
insane.
It's not a matter of lubrication. It's a matter of manpower.
Is one of the forms that chromatic orb takes, is it a grease form? Can I cast that?
Grease lightning, baby.
I mean, I'm sure that there's a way to cast chromatic orb as grease.
You just need a little wild magic.
Can she do a practice mini orb that doesn't, make the whole thing?
You can start to summon it in your hand. As long as you pop it back down, it won't even use a spell slot.
I had a boyfriend like that once.
Right?
So he says, look, I'm not saying I need to rope you into it. I'm just saying, if you're looking for work.
Okay, wait a minute. You want us to intimidate this guy?
No. Not intimidate. He needs another favor that I can't deliver without your help. But if we come through for him, we get enough tickets that you all can go, and I can sell off the extra tickets at a fabulous markup.
Why do we want to go?
Because one of the whole points of this is that we need to socialize with the nobility.
I thought you were looking for introductions to the rich and famous.
So this is Noah the player.
Yeah.
Not Cole, the guy who's outside. So if I understand correctly, Renner is asking if instead of us paying him, we'll do a favor for this other guy in order for that other guy to give all of us tickets to go to this thing where there's a football game being played. And Renner will take the excess tickets and sell them.
Indeed. If you want, you can sell your tickets, for all I care.
How does this help you? Because you still end up with cash in your pocket.
Right, but
You then have
he
to
ends
go
up with, he
people
ends up with tickets.
owe cash to.
I end up with tickets, which I can sell for cash or favors.
Goods or services.
Goods or services. Could not have put it better myself. If I had business cards, I would print that on them. Delacroix Renner. Goods or services furnished.
Rendered. Your name is Renner. You have to use the word rendered.
There probably is a rule about that. Fine.
Lenora,
Let me discuss it with my friends.
You can sleep on it. I still have to figure out exactly what he wants you guys to do.
That would be good information to have, because I'm not going to agree to do this without knowing what it is that he wants done.
Oh, sure, if he wants you to kill, 7 nuns. I mean, most people would do that for free. I mean, you guys would obviously not be interested.
Well, it would depend on which god they were nuns for.
See, straight to the point as usual.
I am often pointed. Or pointee.
What is happening? Sorry, go on.
Shenanigans.
Shenanigans. Bananagrams.
Ooh. Bananagram shenanigans?
Yeah.
Banana letters.
I played that for the first time this last month, and I actually got beat. But it was a team up of 3 against 1. I don't think that counts.
No.
Okay, well, you find out what it is that he needs done.
I will.
And come back tomorrow and tell us, and then my friends and I will need to discuss it.
Naturally. If it's not agreeable, you can just pay me the cash. We'll be clean.
Okay.
In the meantime, so I understand correctly, you still need introductions to nobles, royals, fancy pants, anything like that?
Definitely pants of the fancy variety.
And or a line on anywhere there might be fancy buried treasure.
Okay.
Also, if you can get the name of the person the heir is marrying.
If I could do that, I could sell it for a lot more than the tickets.
Fair enough.
But I will keep my ear to the ground. All right, well, I've got some digging to do. Go find my friend, see what sort of fiasco he wants to put you guys up to.
Very well.
They are.
Yes,
I caught that.
I'm glad you did.
What? I missed it. That's the second joke I missed today. I didn't get the one earlier either. Ah!
It wasn't a joke. It was a reference.
Okay.
All right. So I gather you guys probably want a long rest overnight? An evening of whiling away things at the Ring and Bell?
Yes, but I trust exactly nobody else in this town. So we need to secure our belongings.
Does this mean I get to hit this new long rest button?
Probably.
Yes.
Who do you oh, you trust nobody. I was gonna say whose help do you need? You need the team.
Also,
We need
since,
the team.
since y'all are going to take a rest, there you go.
You're
Have
all
an additional
figured out
1d6 hit points.
Again, is that
He said 7 rooms.
7 rooms?
Yeah.
Okay. So we need to take all the valuables up into our rooms, because otherwise we're going to have to post a guard on the wagon.
I'll sleep rough.
Do you find that preferable to us moving our stuff inside?
I don't really care.
Okay.
Who's got opinions?
I have
I'm
no
sleeping inside.
opinions. I'll take my stuff to my room if that's okay with everyone.
Of course.
Your stuff, man.
Anyone anyone want to make any other modifications to the arrangements for the evening?
Well, I'm definitely going to take whatever was in any, like, saddlebagged, anything that I left the tomb with.
Sure. The hand carry stuff.
Presumably we were carrying all of the stuff that we left the tomb with.
Yeah.
Because we didn't encounter the wagons until later.
Except for the big heavy chests, which you had to like pack into bags and sling on your mounts.
Oh, no, we had a spare mount.
Oh yeah, you did. You had a spare mount.
But I mean, so
yeah.
So we should take anything in saddlebags.
Sure. That's
up
easy
into
enough.
our rooms.
Yeah. All right.
So we're taking the saddlebags and the chests.
No, the chests are going to have to stay in the wagon unless you want to carry them through the common room.
Okay. I'll sleep in the barn with the chests then.
Okay.
Todd is going to make a killing off the bar because he rolled a 17 on performance.
Nice. Give me just a second. Oh.
And I pasted the link to his first song. It was very popular.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
How do I not have this on my laptop somewhere?
What?
I thought I had
a roll table for my earnings.
Yeah. Well, I know there's stuff in the DMG for that. It's a 17. Cool. It's a 17 performance.
Yes.
That's
Hit
adjusted.
When you get time.
Sorry.
So that's 17 with your skill?
Yes.
Okay.
All in.
Cool. Yeah, your performance does in fact go smashingly. Things are great. You get a couple of the locals coming up and asking if you're the what do they call it? Who's the guy who goes ahead of the circus?
The front man?
Yeah, it's not the advance man.
Advance man. Sadly, there is no circus to advance. I will be performing alone.
Most of the people express a little bit of disappointment. Generally, the mood of the room is that they could have used a little brightening up. But the people are civil. They seem to buy they buy good food and good drink. The bar tab continues to roll, and you while away a fairly late night while the rest of your compatriots, who's going to stay for the performance and who's going to bed early?
I'm going to bed early. Or I'm staying outside, so.
Yeah.
Snow will go to bed early.
Carradwin really likes music, but she really doesn't probably like this crowd, so she'll probably stay for the first couple of songs and then head on upstairs.
Is anybody going to swing outside and tell me what's going on?
As well.
Mildred and Nas are front row center cheering.
Yeah, Mildred and Nas are absolutely party animals.
I can...
Surprising nobody.
Surprising not me.
Because I want you guys to remember, we don't have cell phones.
That's true. They don't have cell phones.
Carradwin, before she goes, like, after the songs, before she goes to bed, will go out and tell Cole what's going on and then head on up to her room.
Thank you.
Just so you know, highlight of the evening, definitely Todd playing Cannonball on the bagpipes.
Yeah, that's...
Cannonball?
You know, by his good friend, Kieran Barry.
All right. That is that long rest taken care of. I don't necessarily want to cut it short, but I'm also not sure that starting a new adventuring day
Yeah, I think this is as good a place to break it as possible.
I'm
I
so
think
happy to be back.
I think we're solid.
I'm sorry, I was wrong. Cannonball is by the 5 brunettes.
I don't think I know that song.
Oh,
Don't worry, it's the last smash.
Yeah.
The Breeders one?
Yes.
The Breeders.
Yeah, you're not 4 non-blondes.
Now, was Kim Deal in the Breeders?
Yes.
That's okay. That makes so much more sense now. All right, well, I'm going to